You have now entered the lab, episode 125. Elvis Escobar for Sama. Get right into it. Happy Memorial Day. Recording this on Monday, May 27th, 2024. We're going to recap some NBA, some NHL. We got some news stories, but we're going to keep it light. And, I wasn't sure if we were going to record today. I had a long weekend. I had a long day yesterday. So when I hit up for it, I said, are we rocking today? Whatever you said back, that's what I was going to do. So the fact that you said, let's go, I was like, boom, got the engines going. So episode brought to you by Broward Vintage, link in bio, shop every single day. For Sama, how was your Memorial Day weekend? Obviously, as years go by, your Memorial Day weekends are changing, evolving. I know you worked today. I'm sure you worked the weekend. Different vibe this year?
So, can't remember what day it was.
Mm-hmm.
When was game 2? Dallas.
Game 2
was
of
that Friday night?
Saturday night, because they're playing tonight. So it would have been Saturday night, yeah. Dallas Oilers, right?
No.
I'm
Dallas
sorry.
Mavericks.
Mavs. So that would be Friday because they played Sunday. Yeah, they just played yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, so Friday Mike hit me up and he's like, yo, what are you doing? We're going to put some meat on the grill. Come through. I was like, I bet. Motherfucker bought some picanha. That shit was so good. We had some potatoes. What else we have? I didn't drink, no beer.
Right.
Yeah, we had the picanha and we had some potatoes with some good sauce. I think they bought like a bunch of fucking picanha, bro. It was fucking good. Cast ironed it. He had built, him and his neighbor Jose, they built a little fire outside. He got a fire pit, so it was straight wood, cast iron over it.
Okay.
Fucking delicious. Saturday, I didn't have to work till like 3:30 at Publix, so slept in a little bit. Then Shorty and I, we went to the pool for like an hour and a half. Got some sun. Good time. And then yesterday, pretty much worked all day, chilled. Publix was cranking. Publix was busy. But yeah, I mean that picanha was the highlight of my weekend, to be honest. I love picanha, bro. That shit's so good.
That's how you know you're getting older, right? When the smallest things, you're just like, what was the highlight of a Memorial Day weekend, if that?
Fucking delicious, bro.
So are you now? So obviously, are you still in the transition phase of moving, or are you into the new place?
No, new place. The lease starts on the 20th of June. So.
Okay. Wow, you got a while.
Yeah. So from the 15th to the 20th, we'll be moving, and then
sweet.
Yeah.
Where is it in location?
It's like 5 minutes from here, and it's 5 minutes from her crib now, so it's all really close.
You're basically 10, 15 minutes away from mostly everything you do, as far as
work,
where you lived, work.
Yeah,
like it's all
work
kind
is like 7 minutes.
That's
awesome. I get in my car and it's like 7-8 minutes to work, and then that's a Publix, and then to my other job, it's like right across the street, so it's like 5 minutes or less. I got no excuse to be late. If I'm late, it's literally my own fault. Either I was fucking around at the crib doing whatever, or just I woke up late. But it's no excuse for me to be late because I'm right across the street. It's one light.
I was gonna say, don't even tell them where you live, because if you do need to use get out of jail, like I was late because of X, Y, and Z, if they know you live down the block, it's like, we know you're lying.
Yeah, right. No, it's mad close. So that's pretty good. I'm not too upset about it.
Sweet. So my weekend, it started on Friday. So the Panthers played on Friday, game 3 of that series, tied up, went out to a bar, just chilled, watched that game. Devastating overtime loss. And I thought after that one, going into this past Sunday's game, when it went into overtime, I'm like, no way we're going to lose 2 games in a row in overtime to the Rangers. And yet it happened. We had to come back, and it sucked. But Friday night started off tough with the Panthers. Saturday, I actually did absolutely nothing for a Saturday, and it was beautiful here to start the weekend. I actually did nothing on Saturday at all. Like nobody came over. We didn't go out for the first time in like, I want to say months, if not like over a year. Because usually Saturday's the day I don't do shit on. I don't usually do anything non-football season on Friday or Sunday. So usually Saturday's a day to either go out or have people over. We did nothing. So it felt good. So basically yesterday was my Saturday for the weekend. I treated, today almost like a Sunday, the way I did nothing all day. But yeah, we went on we went on a boat with Kiki. It's Kiki's birthday on I think June 1st coming up. So shout out Kiki. Yeah. Shout out Kiki. Birthday week has started. She gets, I guess, 2 weekends. So it was a cool time. Good time to be like Memorial Day. Like that's kind of how you want to spend it in South Florida when you have the opportunity. You either want to be by a pool, no matter where you're actually at. You want to You want to be 100%. Either in a pool, by a pool, or on the ocean. So it was it's a long day. I was exhausted, but glad we're able to do this podcast with me battling back, having an alcoholic beverage. That's probably the only thing keeping me.
I was surprised when you texted me and you were like, "We're recording tonight." I'm like, "Man, we just had 2 weeks off." I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe he's mostly just asking me what I'm trying to do. He's just gonna go with my flow. I was like, I'm smart. Down.
You see the way I phrase, how usually I always criticize people. I think me and Dre got into it yesterday. He came over and I've been partying all day. So I contested on him on two facts that he said, like called him out, like Google it. And you know how like usually you could Google something according to how you want it to be answered. Mm-hmm. So the same thing happens. So like just now or a couple hours ago when I texted you, I was like, all right, how do I phrase this? Do you want to record, but not make it seem like I don't want to record, or make it seem like I do want to record? So I was just like, I try to keep it. So I just wrote record question mark. That's it. Just to see, because I literally was gonna do whatever you wanted to do. I was hyped. Like I said, I was hyped to record, but also if we didn't, I'd rather have known at that time. Yes or no.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So it's usually around 5 o'clock. I like to know. So it's funny. I was like, you know what? Let me just ask record question mark. So glad we're able to do it. Yeah, because we're gonna take off a month from now when I'm in Myrtle Beach. So we'll have 3 or 4 episodes. Obviously, not having a guest or anything crazy on for this episode. It's the holiday weekend, so a lot of people's today's Sunday for most people, recovering from their weekend. We'll have some fun. We'll talk some sports, some things up and coming. We got UFC 302 next week. We'll break down that card in a little bit. Let me add that to the list because I did forget to add that one. Anything you want to lead off? You want to lead off with some sports? Usually we go into some BS and fun stuff in the beginning, but I would love to jump into some NBA chatter.
Before we get into all that, I definitely want to get into the conference finals. Only one that's being watched by me. I was on break today from work and I got a notification, and usually I don't even double check my ESPN notifications really anymore because I'm not into that shit as I once was. But this one really caught my eye because it said Bill Walton. And I've been a huge Bill Walton fan for a long time. My boy Orlando and I, we would watch the games that he would call, and we would always share like crazy Bill Walton moments on Twitter back and forth just throughout the years. And I got the notification that he had passed away, and that kind of fucked me up because he was one of the last, announcers and play-by-play guys and commentary guys, former NBA great, of course, that just didn't really give a fuck at all. No one, he didn't have an agenda. He just was himself, and he's got a good 30. I think it's a 30 for 30. Some ESPN doc on him that if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It gives a good background on him and who he is as a person. So I was really upset because I was like, damn, now we got all these guys that are just not guys, sorry, people that are. You have to follow some certain way due to ESPN's like agenda and Disney owning them and whatnot. And sometimes some guys, and girls are able to walk that line very carefully. But like I said, Bill Walton didn't care. I'm going to share a video. It's 2.5 minutes.
Did you formally say that he passed away?
Yeah,
Sorry
he
if I
passed
missed those
away.
words.
He passed
Okay,
away
no.
at 71.
I wanted to make sure that's why we were talking about him. I don't know if he used the words that he passed or he died today. So I just wanted that to be clarified to some people. I get the shams and woes bombs all the time, so I get alerted when it first happens. But yeah, go ahead, show that video.
Yeah, it's Luke Walton's dad, if you don't know.
Yeah. Take a bite out of it while it's lit.
While it's lit?
Say, oh, I'm kidding.
That's a genuine reaction too. Like,
right.
I was like,
shirt, by the way. I've got one of those.
This is your shirt.
That's my shirt. It is. Whack, whack.
People doubted whether you actually drove to Temecula.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt. You do it like this. You get it. You sort of rub it on. Get it.
Such a hippie.
Sort of. Okay.
Bro, such a
I'm ready
hippie,
to
for
go.
real.
It's National Popcorn Day, please. Party on. It's a wonderful day. It's Oregon. The sun was out. Come on.
I think with Brooks on the floor, his goggles came off.
He's getting up quicker than Nate Robinson did. Maybe I'll just skip down right here.
Bill is taking his shirt off. Isn't wearing deodorant, taking his shirt off.
It's Monofuku's Andu's birthday. Monofuku Andu. He's the inventor of the instant noodle. And thank you. I love my noodles. It doesn't get any better than this. I just got laid. Oh, I love my chocolates. There you go. Yeah, I'm not a very good catcher. I'm much better at getting high than getting low.
Love it.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Yeah, doing baseball, right.
Gone. Oh, my God.
There's some personality.
7-point lead right
Dusted
now.
off.
Have you kissed your ostrich today? That's what I want to know.
I brought you a special gift here. Now, this is not from the park. You can't do that. I brought this from my hotel room. This can be eaten. This can be burnt as fuel. This can be used as decoration in your house. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Eats it again.
Got a present for you here.
Oh, no.
These are very special and sacred plans.
This is another gift.
This is a gift. It's like that right here.
South Bend, Bill Walton has finally met.
Some will say he, Bill Walton, way before our time, he was on the legendary UCLA teams. He was first overall pick, two-time champion, NBA Finals MVP, MVP of the league, one time, two-time All-Star. So his college career was more, set the tone for his NBA career, but he was successful. Yeah. NBA Sixth Man of the Year, NBA leading rebounder, three-time National College Player of the Year, two-time Final Four outstanding, two-time NCAA champion. So he was just a legend in basketball. You wouldn't in NBA and in college, but just overall. And then obviously what he was able to do. He was a personality and a legend because somebody like that, you don't appreciate when they're alive and doing it. Like he's funny and you always laugh. But then when you look back, you're like, damn, he kind of changed the game. He did whatever he wanted.
100%.
He did on a platform like ESPN. He was still doing it up until a few years ago, how he wanted, and they let him go. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely, it was sad to see because, like you said, he was such a personality, and it was a breath of fresh air when he called games. I would more so tune in to the games when he would call it rather than just watching it. But RIP Bill Walton, man.
Yes, sir. You want to lead into Eastern Conference, Western Conference, obviously Boston Celtics up 3-0, Halliburton out for game 3. Pacers had another opportunity to win a game. They had 12-point lead in the third, and the Celtics narrowed it down in the fourth without Halliburton. Another opportunity. This is a 3-0 series that could be 2-1. Indiana, which would be so wild. And then you got the other side where Timberwolves they just look like they're running out of gas. Anthony Edwards, obviously, with that awesome dunk last night. Close game. They looked like they were going to win game 2. They looked like they had, the in the balance of game 3. But what do you see on both sides? Both Mavericks are up 3-0 and the Celtics now are up 3-0. But when you're up 3-0 in a series, you're going to win 100%. Nobody in the NBA has come back from a 3-0 or 0-3 deficit. So it looks like those teams will win, but it could easily have swung the other way in both of those series. So what are you just seeing from it as you kind of watch highlights or, maybe not locked in too much?
I've been more locked into Luka and Kyrie in that series
Okay.
against
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards and Minnesota.
Hurts my
for
heart
sure.
with Kyrie, man, watching him fucking dominate. Damn.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'll just get the Pacers and Indiana,
Mhm.
the Pacers and Celtics series out the way. Boston they're a great team. Is Porzingis back? That's how much I haven't seen. I don't think he's
mean,
back.
at this point, don't bring him back, right? No need. Even if Indiana takes the next two, don't bring him back. Get him ready for the finals.
Yeah, no, I agree with that take.
But he should be back. He should be back. Like if this probably goes game maybe 6, maybe they bring him back, but keep him out. In my opinion.
It was sad to see just because fuck Boston, man. Always fuck Boston.
Yep.
Indiana was up game 1. Jaylen Brown hit a big shot, goes into overtime, and then Boston just takes over. Game 2, they pretty much handled them pretty easily. And then game 3 back in Indiana, they were up again. I think game 1 they had like a 90. Game 1 and game 3 they had over a 90% chance to win those games, and they still lost. Like it was historic collapses that this team has had. And I've been
checking that lately. Do you use the ESPN like win probability? I do that in games sometimes when teams come back, and I always check the probability. And the Timberwolves and Indiana both have the win probability highly in their favor in most of the second half, and then they just blow it. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think game 3 they could have won if they had Halliburton. It's just the Celtics have a little bit of more experience, actually a lot more experience than that Indiana team has, just because they went to the finals a few years ago. They've been to the Eastern Conference Finals, the last 3 years in a row. So you got a lot of veteran players on that team that have been there and not so many on the Pacers. And I think that's what's the deciding factor in this series, because Indiana is super scrappy. They play great offense. They score a lot of points. It's just you have a more experienced team on the other side, and that wins you games. Same thing in the Western Conference Finals, although you do have 2 great bucket getters in Luka and Kyrie, and those 2 on the same team might be the best closers that I've seen in a long time, just based on what they've been able to do in this series alone. That shot Luka hit, man, game 2, and everything he did beforehand to bring them back, because they were down like 20 in that game. And I took the Mavs game 1 plus 4.5. They won outright. Game 2, I look at the spread again. It's Mavs plus 6. I'm like, how do they just win game 1 and the spread's even bigger than it was game 1? Give me plus 6. That's free money. And I took the money line plus 205. I was sweating the money line, but that hit too. So, I mean, I hope they get that championship. I hope it's Boston and Dallas. I think that'll be great, especially you got Kyrie against Boston, his former team, where a lot of shit went down. That's all eyes watching, basketball fans, for sure.
And Kyrie's a big-time performer. When he's got he could naturally put up 50, in the middle of October or November game on a Saturday playing the worst team in the league. Like, that's just how – imagine him with that little bit of motivation and chip playing Boston. Oh, my God. You're going to see 40-point games from Kyrie. You could probably even see a 50-point. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he had 33 last night. They have the same. Him and Luka had the same amount of points that the Timberwolves team did in the fourth quarter. Timberwolves had 20. Luka and Kyrie had 20.
It becomes a one-on-one game in the fourth quarter with them too. Obviously, Luka is one of the most one-on-one players and pick and roll at the top but both of those players, that's what they're going to do. Fourth quarter or second half of the fourth quarter, it's all a Kyrie and Luka. And if you're open and you shoot, you better make it, because you're probably not getting the ball again because it's dying with them.
It's tough to see a team with 2 guys like that and then be as deep as the Mavs are. You've had a lot of players come up big time. PJ Washington has been huge in the playoffs. Derek Lively has been huge in the playoffs. Daniel Gafford, huge. They're throwing so many lobs. Derek Jones Jr., huge. These guys have stepped up when their team needs them, and it's fucking been crazy to watch, because everything is either a Luka or Kyrie step back 3, mid-range, pull up, or a fucking crazy lob slam. And it's awesome basketball to watch. I love it. Jason Kidd is coaching his ass off too. So,
and Mavericks,
I'm a fan of watching the Mavs.
For sure. And they're getting Mavericks are getting Kleber back, which is a good, body. He could shoot, wide open threes if needed. And then they also Lively got an injury, but he looks like he's going to be good concussion protocol. To go back on what I said last episode, when I was hype about I said, looking back at clips, I said Timberwolves, Boston. I thought Indiana would make it a closer series. Obviously, we just talked about how that series could be closer than it is. Halliburton getting hurt is kind of the nail in the coffin for them. But, yeah, I'm definitely surprised by how the Mavs are playing defense. And I said that the Timberwolves would win this series because they have a better defense. But, man, if the fact that the Mavs are being able to step up and making it harder for the guys that they have on the Wolves to seem tired or just, running around chasing Kyrie, chasing Luka. So got to give it to the Mavs. I didn't think it would be a 3-0 lead. It should be at least 2-1 at this point because I think Timberwolves should have won either last night or definitely on Friday. They were up 5 with a minute and change to go, and Naz Reid was hitting threes. Naz Reid was on fire, dunking the ball. So it sucks that that series isn't closer because I would have loved to watch at least one of these series be.
Naz Reid is a scam artist.
Why do you say that?
Because this fucker goes 7 of 9 in game 2 from threes. His over-under is 1.5 threes. I'm like, this dude.
You bid on the line.
He just hit 7 threes last game. He's got to give me 2, at least 2. This motherfucker hit 1.
Yeah,
he hit 1 3, bro.
That's where Vegas makes their money. They know probably they got the the AI and the underground scientists working on that. They're like,
I should have known that 1.5 was too low.
Yeah, exactly. Bettors are gonna take it like, oh, of course he's gonna hit 2 or 3 threes. He just hit 7. It's like, nope, the total opposite's gonna happen. And obviously, as a bettor, you're gonna bite more on the fact that he's gonna hit a couple of them. And hey, that's the life of betting. That's why I did take off the last couple months of betting. I haven't made a bet since probably like March or April. I stopped kind of because things were pissing me off while I'm watching the game. I'm like, I can't even enjoy a game because I'm mad. Like I said, I'm never betting big money, so it's not that dire.
I'm doing like baseball parlays and shit like that too.
Yeah, right. Just to get your fix in. Yeah, I mean, we're shit in 4 weeks. We're about to get that basketball is the only baseball. I'm sorry, is the only sport going off. But speaking of that, we'll see. Obviously, we have tonight Celtics Indiana, and then tomorrow we'll see if both teams can finish it off. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully we get some more basketball ahead of us. But speaking of baseball, I know you've been
both
tweeting.
Series are over.
Yeah,
both series are over.
Okay,
it's a
cool.
wrap.
We'll make a note of that. But I see on Twitter you've recently become a New York Yankee fan. What's going on with that? I know the Marlins have strongly let you down. They're basically one of 2 the worst teams in the league right now. So you came over to the dark side a little bit, enjoying some winning. I see with the Yankees.
Yeah, it's about time I give myself something nice in my life. I can name you more Yankees than more Marlins. That's for sure.
For sure.
And the funny thing is, I stopped caring about them, and they've won 8 of their last 9. They're only 8 games out from the wild card. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Are you like, you're going to make me believe? Fuck no. I'm done with that team. I'm done with that franchise. I'm getting ready to get my Yankee fitted.
They've won 7 out of their last 10 games. So that's funny how the moment you stop rooting for them, maybe you're the deciding factor. Keep that. I mean, it's funny. They're still 18 and a half games out from Philly because Philly's got the best record.
Philly's the best
in
record,
the division. Yeah, it's insane.
But see, the thing is, too, I've always loved baseball. I've always loved the sport of baseball.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
It was my first love. I enjoy watching baseball. Baseball is a great sport to watch, in my opinion. Not a lot of people feel the same way. But the last time I was watching baseball consistently was when Jose Fernandez was pitching. Cool.
R.I.P.
He gets killed in a boating accident. Fucking drunk and high off his ass. Damn. Shit sucks. It sucked. I was depressed. I was down.
For real.
So now I'm over here tuning in. I was watching the Yankees-Mariners game last week. Tuned in. Locked in. Because you have freaking Stanton, Soto, and Judge. They're on a crazy tear right now. I want to share a stat. Hold on. I just remember. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, good. As you find that, that Judge, he's on fire. I'm sure you're looking at a Judge stat.
A Judge stat, yeah.
Okay,
but,
that's Soto's brought. Judge said it yesterday. Judge is the foundation of this baseball team. Obviously, the Yankee captain, and he's going to be with us for the next 10 years, and he's locked in. Hopefully, he retired, never has to play for another team, and hopefully, we could get him a couple more ships. But Soto is the offense that we've all have been waiting for as Yankee fans, because once it comes to the postseason, we just can't hit. And this guy has changed the whole mentality, the approach. I'm a huge Juan Soto fan, to the point where if I'm watching, I find myself stopping what I'm doing if I know he's up, and I'll even rewind it if I miss parts of his at bat, because I love watching every pitch of his at bat, because he approaches every AB as if it's a postseason game, and I love that. I respect it, because in baseball, you have 600 at bats in a season, and this man approaches every at bat as if it's the ninth inning of a World Series game. Go ahead on your stat if you have it.
You have to make them count.
Yeah.
So Judge started off kind of slow.
April terrible.
Was a little rough for him, and he's already tied for the league lead in homers, or he might be the leader. Yeah. So Aaron Judge is the hottest hitter in baseball right now. He has a 1.34 OPS in 30 games since April 23rd. That's your on-base percentage plus slugging percentage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means hits, walks, how you hit the ball, doubles, home runs, it all gets added to that average.
1.347 OPS in 30 games since April 23rd.
Insane.
Barry Bonds maintained a 1.348 OPS over a 639 game span from August 28th, 2000 to May 2nd, 2006. That's insane to me. I fell asleep last night watching Barry Bonds highlights. I've been on a nostalgic kick. I've been playing fucking Game Boy Pokemon games. I found my Pokemon SP. I got it on my fucking phone too. And last night I'm like, man, it was a video. It said 21 minutes of Barry Bonds hitting absolute dingers. I fucking locked in and was watching that shit. That's a crazy stat.
What the best baseball players do in what a week or 2 week span, or maybe a month, like Judge is doing, Barry Bonds has done it for a whole season, which is insane. Like I said this to somebody yesterday as well. And I think Vito brought it up, that stat when we were at the bar, and it was like he was a Hall of Famer, or he had Hall of Fame potential numbers prior to the whole steroid. And steroids only make you, healthier. Obviously, you're stronger, but man, hitting a baseball is still a different game. And he was hitting the ball so well, people didn't want to even pitch to him. The famous bases loaded. Late in the game, you walk him. He's like the first player ever to get intentionally walked with the bases loaded. Like, you rather give up one run versus him getting a grand slam, which is insane to think strategy wise that anybody would do that in baseball now. But his numbers, Tony Gwynn's numbers, I think me, Dylan, Vito always go back and forth, random texts of Tony Gwynn numbers and Barry Bond numbers are just insane. Yeah, and they're in the modern era. They're in the 90s, so it's not even like that long ago.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm watching these videos, and I'm like, dude, this guy's hitting the ball so fucking high and far. He's hitting like 500-foot shots. There's no way they were accurately measured. Like, he's hitting the ball like deep into McCovey Cove. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
almost all of his home runs would go into McCovey Cove. That's where everybody in kayak.
You would have the boat, the kayaks, the boats, just packed. Bro.
Insane. So, and now if a home run's hit there, it's a big deal nowadays.
It's a big deal.
But he was clearing that almost every single home run.
Yeah, no, it's great to be a Yankees fan, man. I fucking love it. Like I said, I'm gonna get a Yankees fitted soon. I fucks that you don't really have the last names on the jerseys. It's just a number.
Yep. I'm rocking a Staten Island jersey, Staten Island Yankees jersey. today.
It's good, man. It's good to know that when you watch your team and you're tuned in, they have a very great chance at winning the game. You're not just watching a major league farm system team, just selling players. So
yeah, you get rid of your best players basically, and I'm sure there's a lot more trades where that came from coming up soon. What do you say?
Hey, look. Also, I'm a Yankees fan now. We got the best pitching staff in baseball, and we should be getting Gary Cole back soon too. What's up? What's up, man? Come on.
You speaking French now with the we stuff.
Let's go, man.
I love it. Do you
Jason
own
Giambi, one of my favorite Yankees ever.
You don't own a Yankees hat, or do you own any Yankee apparel at all?
None.
Not one. All right, we'll have to get you some. We'll have to put in
hit
order
up Broward
Vintage. Yeah,
Broward
exactly.
Vintage. Yeah, find for it some Yankee stuff.
We're gonna have to get you some ready for the postseason. So, baseball. Yeah, so baseball will keep rolling. Fun to watch.
About to buy a Yes Network subscription, baby.
Stop it. I have the MLB package, so I got you if you need to log in. Ronald Acuna Jr. just tore his ACL. Best player last year.
That's tough.
I think he won MVP in the NL last year, and sucks that he's out again. There's a second time in 3 years or 4 years that he tore his ACL, which is bad for baseball, but good for the Phillies, I guess, because they would be competing with them. Good for the Dodgers that they'd be competing with the Atlanta Braves, so that gives them. But guess what? Last time the Atlanta Braves won the World Series, Ronald Acuna tore his ACL, so you never know in baseball. It's a total team effort, and one player being out or getting one player can benefit your team, but it also pitching is the way to go. So in that World Series run, pitching was their best point, and then they still had great players to go along with that. So let's see another couple. Oh, I did want to get back to basketball real quick. What do you feel about Bronny getting all this hype about? Obviously, the thing is, if he didn't have the last name James or the first name LeBron, it goes by Bronny, that he's now getting workouts. People are saying he could go first round, early second round. I think it's kind of crazy that not only with the heart condition that he had to come back from, luckily he's good, as a human, and then didn't put up that much numbers, still probably should play 3 years in college, that he's already getting looked at as a draft pick, being basically getting picked top 70, because there's 2 rounds, 30 something teams, so 60 something picks. The fact that he could go in this year's draft is kind of crazy. The Suns want to work him out, and obviously you have the caveat of where Bronny goes, LeBron might go. What's going on? Diluting a lot of what the draft is and quality over just names. And if he was good or really good, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But he hasn't showed anything that he's good or really good yet.
So I will say this. I do think Bronny will pan out and be a good NBA player. I think he'll be a good role player. I don't think he's not going to be his dad. There's not going to be another LeBron James. It doesn't matter if that's LeBron James Jr. He's not going to be that. And we've both said this and we've both agreed on this. Bryce is the one. But we're talking about Bronny. It's tough because it's not even Bronny's fault, bro, that he's getting this attention. It's not him. It's fucking his dad, dude. His dad has made it tough for him to even try and be himself and grow as a player, grow as a teammate, and kind of, I don't know if he's making his own decisions. So did he even want to go to USC in the first place? Because he's transferring already. He's in the portal.
So if he doesn't get drafted, which is a new thing, if you could still opt to go to the draft, and because it used to be once you opt in to go to the draft,
if you
don't get picked, you used to have to. Now you can't go back to college. I love the fact that you can do both sides. So he is in the portal, so it's not a lock that he goes back to USC. I forgot about that.
I think it's just a bunch of. I don't know if unwarranted is the right word, but he hasn't brought it upon himself. He hasn't been out here talking like, oh, I'm definitely a first round pick. I'm a lottery pick. I'm this. I haven't seen that. He hasn't done that. It's all the media. And if the Suns want to work him out, who cares? I'm sure a lot of teams want to work him out to see what he can provide, because we know not only can he give you something on the court, he's going to fucking help your revenue as an organization, as a city, as a state, wherever he fucking goes. People are going to watch and go to those games just because of his name. So I think it'll take him some time, man. And the other thing was, everything was always listing him as 6'4", and then they measured him and he was 6'1". So he's still got some growing to do. He's 18, 19? So he can still grow another few inches.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I don't think he's putting that on himself. It's just what's been, done through him throughout the years of him growing up, and who his dad's been, and certain things that his dad does. But I hope he pans out. I hope he becomes a solid player and he has a good future in the league, because I don't want him not to. I would love to see.
Yeah, for sure. It's not
whatnot, but
we're definitely not hating on that. We would love, why not, to see where his career goes. And I do strongly agree with you with that take, as far as he has not done anything social media wise, come out. He has not, basically, I haven't seen anything where he comes out and says himself, like, overly confident, overly projecting himself, or anything at all so far. And I've been kind of getting updates, and I think I seen him do his first interview the other day, like, where it's didn't say anything. It's all the media saying all this. And then obviously LeBron James Sr., all of his camp, I'm sure, putting it out there, putting some pressure on some NBA execs where, hey, if you got a late pick in the second round, why not? More than likely, that late second round pick is going to be a G League guy that pans out, maybe if he's developed properly. But if you have a late second round pick, why not take a chance on LeBron James Jr. and try to see if it pans out, or you could, recruit. It's probably worth the return on your investment for sure. Because if LeBron James has, I think they say he wants to play at least 2 more years for sure, and he looks like he's still averaging his career averages right now, still, 24, 25 plus and everything else in the game. If he has 1 year left and he's like, you know what, this is my last year, I'm going to go wherever. Maybe, hopefully it's not like the Charlotte Hornets or something like that. Hopefully it's a decent franchise that LeBron could go to. And, I think that's what he's going to do. If he says, all right, this is my last year, I'm a free agent, and he's up for a new contract too. So in every contract, I think he has signed, he's always has an opt-in or an opt-out. So he's done his contracts, and they're small. They're usually 2-year deals, 3-year deals. Yeah.
So when he signed that 4-year deal with the Lakers, we were all like, oh shit, this is a long-term contract for Bron. Like, he doesn't do that.
Exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
And he's smart, and he's betting on himself, because if he got hurt or a devastating injury, it's, he is, but he's confident in himself wherever he goes. He likes that mobility of being a free agent almost every year, essentially. So I think if he signs a 2-year deal with the Lakers again, he'll have an opt-out for the next 2 years, and be able to, maybe if he plays a third year and goes, this is my third year, not looking to win a championship, I just want to create something special with my son. I respect that, but we'll see. Hopefully it just doesn't turn into, a gimmick and a shit show.
With Bron, we can't expect anything
exactly.
less. This is the guy that wanted the video of him getting dunked on at his camp scrubbed from the internet and deleted. Like, come on, man. We know how he thinks highly of himself. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he's also the all-time leader at reading first pages of books, as we know. Mm-hmm. Not even first chapters. He's probably read 500 books in his life and never gone past chapter 2. Not confirmed, but we could all say that we would all probably agree that he doesn't get too far into these books when he's
I just kind of started reading it, but, he seems like a great guy. So far, it's been a great book. I haven't really read too much of it. I just started it last night. Come on, bro. We all know you're not reading.
My man's always says he started a book the day of or the day before all the time. So
My favorite
We'll
thing was
see.
when he would tweet 0 dark 6 and then not go on social media for the playoffs. Like,
yeah, that was
dude,
funny.
you can still look on your phone.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And then
You're a
the
human.
last thing is I don't think we got to address it last week was with the Western Conference Finals potentially ending tomorrow. This could be the last episode of Inside the NBA on Tuesday, tomorrow night. Obviously a goated show and probably the best sports experience out of any sport there is, pre-game, post-game, during the game. They, Shaq, Kenny, Chuck, and Ernie, they're the best foursome or any on television experience you're going to get. As they're entertaining. They might sign a deal. The NBA might sign a deal with NBC, and it's a bidding war for all these apps and Peacock and everything. We could be seeing the last of that that foursome tomorrow night. So be interesting to see that. Hopefully, if it is a I'm sure they have things planned out for whatever happens, but a lot of memories. We'll wait for that. We'll probably wait for next episode to maybe throw some fun highlights. We'll see how it pans out. But obviously, you're a fan of Inside the NBA. I have it recorded on DVR every single time, so I always like to rewatch it because sometimes they go till 1:30 in the morning sometimes. But what's your take on the NBA potentially signing a deal with NBC, and that's the last opportunity we get to see with them?
It would definitely be sad to see that foursome break up because shit. I mean, I've been watching that since I can remember.
Yeah.
Those four guys, man, it's fucking hilarious. Everything they've done throughout the years has been fucking great, and Ernie is a legend. The way that Ernie's been able to host that show and kind of keep those three guys in check as much as possible is always fun to see. And Shaq is fucking amazing. Chuck is fucking hilarious, bro. Kenny just kind of just fills in where he can, and he does a great job of that too. So I hope it doesn't end. I hope they can figure something out. I think they all pretty much. Ernie said he's not leaving TNT, and they all pretty much said that they're sticking with Ernie. They're not gonna do anything without Ernie. So
money talks though, so we'll see.
Yeah, money definitely does talk. I'm not a fan of Draymond on there, man. I think Draymond should just stick to his podcast and do that, but I'm not a fan of that, man. I think just he doesn't fit. Maybe with other characters or whatnot it'd be better, but I'm not feeling that vibe with him on there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So like just thinking about hypothetically, obviously, if they do go to NBC, they're going to need some larger than life personalities. I'm sure Ernie wouldn't leave, but the other three I could see, if the money's right and it makes sense that, NBC would want to get at least one or two of those guys of the three. And then I could see somebody like Draymond, who he's not loyal to TNT because he kind of just started doing all that, jumping ship. But we'll see how it is. They're entertaining and they got a lot of highlights. So next week, if it does end this week, as far as that reign, we'll throw some fun highlights and best moments, and I'm sure they'll do a good collab. And I've been watching the TNT broadcast for hockey, their pregame and postgame. I have that obviously as the Panthers play, and I think they're an entertaining crew. You could kind of see the TNT inside the NBA. They've set the tone or the precedent of how you should entertain your fans and viewership, of being goofy, knowing the game and breaking down the game, but also having fun with it. And you're seeing other broadcasts try to mimic them. So they have set the tone and they've changed the game as far as how you should entertain your viewers. So there's not going to be another group like them. So we'll give them their flowers now and then when it ends. But just want to touch last on that. Last sport thing I do want to go into, and I'll let you take it if you want to pull it up like you usually do for the UFC card. UFC 302 is coming up on Saturday, June 1st. We got some good quality fights. And guys, we got one title match for the main event. If you want to pull that up real quick, do your usual Fort breakdown. Let's see what we got from there. I don't know if Islam. No, that wasn't Islam. Is that Islam that I seen that he gained weight?
Oh
No, that's
no,
not
that's
Islam. It's yeah, the other dude. Israel,
no. Damn, I just sent that to my brother earlier.
right? Where he looked yoked.
Hamzat,
Yeah, he looked
Chimaev.
yoked. I didn't know if it was real because AI be doing great editing, and I didn't know if that was real or not. But go ahead, break this down for us.
So
Not too many big early prelims.
Early prelims, and this should be a good fight. Nico Price is a dog. That'll be pretty good to tune in. Phil Rowe and Jake Matthews, this is a decent fight. Shout out my boy Cheese. Motherfucker Jake look like cheese. Grant Dawson's a dog. This should be a decent fight. Roman Kopylov, he lost his last fight, but this should be a good one too. I don't know who either of these guys are. So
yeah, I never seen those guys' names before.
Jaltin Almeida and Alexander Romanov. This is a top 10 heavyweight bout. They're gonna bang out. I think I'm gonna take Jaltin Almeida just because I haven't heard too much of this guy, and he's minus 290.
What country is he from? You can't see that.
Brazil, and
no, the other one.
Moldova.
What flag is that?
I don't know where Moldova is.
Eastern European. Can't count those guys out.
Yeah,
maybe.
Real. Most active fighter in the sport, Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
Versus Michael.
Never declines a fight.
Right. I'm hyped to see Kevin Holland fight. He's the third fight. So I mean, I think Kevin Holland lost his last fight.
That's how you know a guy is active or he's just good to watch because he could have lost his last. Fights. Yeah, okay. He could have lost his last 5, and I still would watch his next fight after that because he's always entertaining and he always accepts fights on short rests or whatever it is.
Yeah, he had a split decision against Del Maladena, and then he just fought March 9th. So he fought 2.5 months ago against Michael Venom Page, making his UFC debut. Give me Kevin Holland. He sells fights. He brings it. It's gonna be fun in Abu Dhabi. You got Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa.
Number 1 contender.
Yeah, this should be a good stylistic matchup. Both of these guys don't like each other. They've been talking a lot of shit to each other.
They do talk a lot of stuff on Twitter individually for sure.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this press conference. I mean, I don't know, man. Paulo Costa lost his last fight too to Robert Whittaker. That was a banger. And then Sean Strickland just lost his last fight too. It was a championship fight to Dricus. I mean, I don't know. That's a super difference in style. Sean Strickland's got his little Philly shrug, Philly shit that he does, and Paulo just likes to fucking swing for the fences.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It should be a fun fight. They're both 6'1", weigh about the same. Yeah. Islam and Dustin Poirier, man. There's been so many tweets and so many funny memes about this shit happening and just videos. Obviously, I want Poirier to win. I want Poirier to hold that belt. It would be so fucking dope to see him hold that belt, and not as an interim, but as a fucking, actual champ. It would be fucking fire, undisputed. But Islam's too good, man. Islam is so good. He's fought most people in that division already. He beat Charles, and he just knocked out Volk. So I think Islam gets it done, but it would be so sweet to watch Dustin just knock him out or guillotine him. That's been the running joke this whole week. Dustin guillotining Islam for a win. But I think Islam gets it done. I really.
All right.
I'm
excited for this card.
It's a fun card. It's a good card. You guys. No, sorry. This is in Jersey. I don't know why I said Abu Dhabi. This is in Jersey.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
I said Newark.
Newark, the Rock, they call it. Prudential Center. Been there a couple times for the Nets games back in the day. All right, we'll see. UFC 302. We'll see. Maybe if you and for David to have some time, do a little live session on it. We'll see on Saturday if you got time.
Yeah, if we got time, for sure.
I seen this today. I didn't know if it was true or not because I only seen it from one or two sources. Mike Tyson suffered a health issue. You see that?
I haven't heard that. No.
Yeah, there was a picture of him being wheelchaired, or he had some type of health issue. I got to look into it more, but I seen TMZ posted it, so I guess if TMZ writes about it, it's got to be true, right? Hopefully he's safe, man. Hopefully these things that he's trying to get his body ready for, he's doing it the right way, not trying to chase the bag and put his body in jeopardy, because we need Mike Tyson to live for a very long time and for entertainment purposes and new things that he'll do later in life. But hopefully he's being smart. He fights Jake Paul in, when is that fight? July?
Yeah. No, I think it's end of June.
Is that end of June? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do more research. I want to bring that up because I seen a picture of him in a wheelchair. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look that good. That's really it. I had a couple fun things listed here, but not anything I really care to get into. Trump dancing in the Bronx. He had a nice little rally. That was fun. He's a wild character. Lizzo on South Park, new episode of South Park. Hate Lizzo. South Park always does a great job of bringing up what's going on in society and people. And their newest episode I've yet to watch. I think it just came out this week about Ozempic. And most people are on to lose weight, and Cartman takes Ozempic and loses weight. That's really it for me. I wanted to keep this episode under an hour. Battled through it today. Hungover. What else you got?
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you battling through.
Yeah. Oilers are up 2-0. Hopefully the Panthers bounce back tomorrow, get the Rats going. And Sunrise, hopefully we could throw some Rats on the ice when that game ends. Tie the game 2-2. That'd be great. Please. Need it. Fuck the Rangers.
Yeah, fuck the Rangers. No, I don't really got it. Anything.
Me neither.
This was a nice, efficient episode.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So we'll be back next week. We'll try to book a guest to have some fun with. After, we'll have a few strings of episodes before I go to Myrtle Beach for 4th of July.
When you get off, when we get off this, text my brother.
Okay.
And let him know about your drive up here.
For what purpose?
Because I told him to try and come up with you if possible, and then he could get a flight back or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that way he can be here for a weekend or something when you drive up.
Yeah, I'll link up with him. I'll talk to him. Plan it out.
See what he's on.
All right, brother. Episode 125. Appreciate you guys for interacting with us. Enter the lab. If you did watch this episode, hit the subscribe button. Listen to us in the car, wherever you're at, on audio, Spotify, Apple, all that bullshit. Enter the lab, exit the lab. Peace.